Hi kids, it's time for a Lego Bible story. I have my Legos all spread out. I hope you have yours ready. I have Action Jesus to keep us company. And I have Moses, because today's story is about Moses. It's from the book of Exodus, which is the second book of the Bible in the Old Testament. Moses was tending the sheep, and he was in the wilderness, and he brought the sheep to the mountain of God, Mount Horeb. And while he was there, he saw a bush, and the bush was on fire, but it wasn't consumed. The fire didn't burn it up. And so he went closer to see what was going on. And when he did, God called to him and said, "Moses, Moses." And Moses said, "Here I am." And God said, "Come no closer and take your shoes off, for the ground on which you're standing is holy ground." And God said, "I am the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. And I have heard my people's cries in Egypt. I have seen their misery and their suffering, and I have come to lead them out of Egypt and into a land that is good and wonderful and flowing with milk and honey. And I'm going to send you to Pharaoh to lead the Israelites out of Egypt." But Moses said, "Well, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and lead the Israelites out?" And God said, "I will be with you, and this shall be a sign for you, that it is I who sent you. When you've brought the people out of Egypt, you shall worship God on this mountain." But Moses said, "Well, if I go to the Israelites and say to them, 'The God of your ancestors has sent me to you,' and they say, 'What is his name?' what should I say?" And God said, "I am who I am. This you shall say to the Israelites, 'I am has sent me to you.'" And God also said to Moses, "Thus you shall say to the Israelites, 'The Lord God, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. And this is my name forever, the title for all generations." Can you imagine if you came across a bush that was burning but didn't burn up? Would you go look at it? I wonder. And I wonder what it's like to see a bush like that. I wonder if Moses was startled when God called to him. "Moses, Moses." Would you be startled if you were someplace, particularly if you're by yourself, and somebody called out your name and then said that they were God? I wonder what it was like to be Moses. Moses hid his face from God because he was afraid. Would you be afraid? I think I would be. I think I'd be afraid by the whole thing. And God heard the suffering of the people of Israel. They were living in Egypt, and they were basically slaves, and they had to work very, very, very hard, and they were really suffering, and they cried out to God. So they were praying to God and calling for God to help them. And God heard them. Isn't that amazing? God heard their cries and saw their suffering. And so God sent Moses. And he came to Moses in the burning bush to get his attention. And Moses said, "Well, wait a minute. Who am I to do this?" But it wasn't really about Moses, was it? It was really about God. And Moses I wonder if Moses was stalling when he said, "Who should I say sent me?" Because God had already said, "I am the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob." Moses wanted more. Moses wanted to know, what was God's name? And God said, "I am who I am." Another way to say that is, "I will be who I will be." Because it's for all the time, right? I am who I am. Sometimes we just hear that shortened as "I am." In fact, that was even part of the conversation. God said to Moses, "Tell them I am has sent me, and that is my name. I am." I wonder what you think about that name. Wonder what that means. Wonder what it means that God has a name that is forever and always. And it's for I am now and I will be who I will be, that God doesn't change. I wonder if you would stall the way Moses did if God asked you to do something. It's a pretty big jump to go from tending the sheep to going to Pharaoh and asking that Pharaoh would let the Israelites go. I wonder what Moses was thinking. I wonder if he was excited to see this bush and to have God talking to him. I wonder if he was scared to see this bush and have God talking to him. I wonder if he really wanted to go. I wonder if he worried about what all the people were going to say when he went back. And told them, "The God of your ancestors, I am, has sent me to go to Pharaoh to tell him to let the Israelites go." I wonder if they'd be happy to hear that God had heard them. I wonder if they thought that maybe God wasn't listening. I wonder if they thought God would just come and scoop them up. But God sent Moses. I wonder why God works through regular people. I wonder if you think God still does that. I wonder how God might work through you. God called Moses by his name. And God said, "I am the God of your ancestors." And God said, "I am who I am." I wonder, when you are talking to God and listening to God, what name you call God.